everybody, and welcome to Comics from the Future. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our big show where we show you some of the biggest and best books you can pre-order by this weekend. Yes, even though it's Black Friday, It is the holiday season, it's still time to pre-order your comics because there are some fantastic books we're going to be talking about today. So stay till the end because, I mean, this is loaded from top to bottom with awesome stuff.
All kinds of different stuff, too,
Yeah, so head on over to infinityflux.net right now where you can start placing your pre-orders for these books that are releasing around early January, it looks like, for the majority of them. First couple of weeks in January.
Yeah, it's like we said with Marvel, and it always happens this time of the year. Some of the Marvel books we're ordering way far out, like Iron Man #1 that we'll talk about in a minute. That's January 28th. So,
yeah.
And even though it's November 28th as of this recording, so it's 2 months out, but that's just how Marvel works this time of year with holidays and stuff like that. So some of the Marvel books you'll order now, but you won't see them for 6 to 8 weeks.
Which is another great reason to go ahead and get the pre-orders in because, you know, set it and forget it.
That's right.
Go ahead and pre-order it, and then when it comes out, you won't even have to remember. You'll already have it there. But let's get into this week because we've got some big ones to start off with.
Yep, and we're going to start with the Absolute Batman Ark-M special. Now, this is a one-shot. This is written by Scott Snyder and Frank Thierry, and the art is by Joshua Hickson. And in this one, the origins of the Ark-M facility are explored, what terrible secrets lie within its walls, and just who is assigned to protect it from discovery. And I'm excited for this because, you know, we saw in, there was a couple issues of Absolute Batman where Batman / Bruce Wayne was like trapped in there and he saw some horrible things, and I want to know more about that stuff and who's behind it and what are they doing, what maybe other experiments do they have going on there.
Especially because he was in there, but we didn't see a whole lot of it. He quickly got kind of taken out and put in a place, but we saw maybe Man-Bat skeleton.
Maybe.
There was maybe some hints of Poison Ivy or Clayface. But I think this is where we're really going to get to the, like, here's the meat of what this place actually is and how it functions.
Yeah, you're
right.
right.
It also looked like no one worked there.
Right. Yeah, it did look much, much bigger than the little bits that he was in. Yeah. So hopefully we get, like, there's a map or something like that, schematics and whatever. So this is going to be very cool. Again, just a one-shot. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some more background on the Ark-M facility. So this is our A cover by Joshua Hickson. That's your interior artist. There's a Javier Rodriguez cover, and that looks like Mad Hatter, maybe?
Yeah, they said, like, they did come out and say that's not Zatanna on the cover.
Right.
But yeah, it gives me kind of...
Just to get, I'm not sure, but it kind of, you know, the top hat makes me think maybe Mad Hatter.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on in there.
There's a Riley Rossmo cover.
I love that if you look at his, the whole story is in his, his body.
And there's a Steve Scrooge cover.
Which also, what's he fighting there? It looks like some kind of phantom something.
Yeah, who knows?
That one's really cool. I can't wait for this. I think this is going to be big in setting up future stories.
Yeah, same.
Because Ark-M, you know, is here to stay in Absolute Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this will be kind of the breeding ground of more new Batman foes. And we're going to move on to another big one, this one from Marvel. It's Iron Man #1.
I am so excited for this.
Yes.
So excited for this.
This looks like Iron Man is getting back to basics. Now, a couple of runs ago, I really liked the Iron Man story with Emma Frost and all of that.
Yeah, that was the Jerry Duggan run. I like that too.
Yeah, that was really good. And we've had some different Iron Mans, but it feels like a lot of the recent Iron Man stuff has been tied in with events or, you know, kind of changing around the character a lot. Well, this looks like it's kind of back to basics with Iron Man. This is by Joshua Williamson, which is crazy because if you were to ask me, I would have said, oh yeah, I think he did sign an exclusive contract with DC. But apparently not, because now he's writing this, but he's still writing Superman. He's still writing G.I. Joe and Image. Yep. Like, he is one of the top talents in comics right now. And so to put him on Iron Man gives me a lot of hope for this title and kind of a new golden era of, no pun intended, for Iron Man. The art in this is by Carmen Carnero, who we love.
Yeah, I love her work a lot.
Yes. The legacy numbering of this is 681, and it says the unapologetic Iron Man is once-in-a-lifetime hero, but the beating heart behind the armor is a once-in-a-century genius. Years ago, Tony Stark was knocking on death's door, so he created the Iron Man armor to survive. What happens the next time death comes calling? What weapon does he create then? What if someone else creates it first? These questions have haunted Tony for years, a ticking time bomb inside of him waiting to explode. Femme Fatale, Madame Mask, has also asked these questions, and with the power of the advanced idea mechanics, of course, AIM, behind her, she's ready to create the next great weapon. And if you saw the preview pages, you see that she's trying to create her own, basically, not only Iron Man suit, but almost like origin. Like, you know, when you start reading that, you feel like, oh, I'm seeing that origin of Iron Man again in the cave. But it's almost like she's trying to tap into that, like, almost primordial version of what makes Iron Man.
Well, and in those pages too, that are publicly available, you know, there's a guy in a suit, and the suit messes up, and he's like, you know, sorry that we messed up the suit. She's like, I don't need a suit, I need a Tony Stark, right? So that's really cool. And in another one of the pages that were released, like, Tony Stark looks classic. He's got kind of long hair, but just the mustache, not a goatee, but just the mustache. You know, he's working on a suit of armor. It's like, man, that feels, you know, you've got Madame Mask, you've got AIM on the back, on the other half of this cover. You've got Pepper Potts and a classic looking War Machine, and Citizen V, I guess, is maybe going to be part of this. So yeah, this feels like, just based on what we've seen, and this image and what we've heard, this
and
feels,
just Joshua Williamson's writing in general, because his not even it wasn't a reboot of Superman, but it was a back to basics.
It was a refreshing,
and maybe we're going to be getting that with this Iron Man.
If he can do for Iron Man what he did for Superman in 2023, we are in for a treat here. So I am over the moon. This is maybe the most excited I've been for a Marvel book in a while, is having this. And there may be a little teeny tiny bit of connectivity between this and maybe like Zdarsky's Captain America book. I don't know for sure. I mean, they're not going to cross over, but there might be a little bit of something there. But yeah, I cannot wait for this. I've been begging for like just classic Iron Man for a long time, and I think we might get it here.
Yeah, so this is another one that I am so excited to pull on my pull list. And I hope it has a long and healthy run. So we've got our A cover here, which you see is a wraparound by Ryan Stegman, which super cool. We also have an Adam Kubert photo promo art variant. Again, you see some of those classic characters in there. If it's promo art too, I mean, you've got MODOK on there. You have, is that Norman Osborn on the bottom, or who is?
Kind of looks like him. Yeah. MODOK and Captain America, and the guy from the original Thunderbolts, the machine, the tech guy. I don't remember his name, but
I mean, also just the idea of Iron Man going up against AIM.
Yes.
I mean, that's, what more do you need? We also have a classified. This is an Annie Wu foreshadow variant.
Interesting.
So, you know, maybe we'll give you a hint of some of the stuff that Iron Man's going to be up to. We have a Clayton Crane cover.
That looks great too.
A Declan Shalvey foil armor variant, which I hope they do all these and you can set them all aside and you can build
that'd be cool.
armor.
Yeah, like a connecting cover.
We have an Elizabeth Torque cover. I love that. I love Madame Mask, especially from Venom recently. Had a great spotlight on Madame Mask. We have a Sandoval cover. A Marvel Cosmic Invasion cover.
That Sandoval is a foil cover.
Oh yeah, that is a foil. That's going to look great, especially with the lightning and everything. And then we also have a Scotty Young 4-part connecting variant. So this is going to be a lot like your Fantastic Four one recently, the connecting cover, but it looks like you're getting all the suits on there, which I love.
Yeah, this one's going to be hard to pick covers. I might have to get like, I really like the Clayton Crane cover, and then I might have to get these ones too, just to like have a fun like Iron Man. I cannot wait for this. I think this has the potential to be great.
Yep, absolutely.
And the classic Iron Man logo too.
Love that.
All right, we also have Dungeons of Doom #1, and this is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Benjamin Percy. The art is by Carlos Magno and Robert Gill, and this is in the aftermath of One World Under Doom. Now that Doctor Doom is gone, for now anyway, his castle is empty, and his castle is empty and masterless. So the superpowers of the world race to claim and control the untold power and technology that await inside. But when an explosion sends them all plummeting into a dungeon labyrinth that none of them knew was there, what began as an arms race becomes a terrifying game of survival. Who, if any, will survive, and what horrors lie within the Dungeons of Doom? I want to say this is going to be a 3-issue miniseries. I might be wrong, but I think this one's 3. And this is coming after the Will of Doom book, which is gonna kind of plant some seeds for some future stories. So yeah, One World Under Doom is over, but there's still some stuff coming afterwards, you know. So
I just love this idea that Doom's like, even after I'm dead, I just have all this stuff that I'm gonna mess with people. You're gonna try to come in here and take my stuff. I've got some traps for you.
It's like the guys who found the Superman comic.
Oh yeah.
That sold for like $9 million. It's like somebody's gonna like raid his basement to try to find some stuff. Oh, but shoot, he has just a bunch of monsters in a giant labyrinth. So so sounds pretty interesting.
I feel like it's just gonna be Doombot parts,
right,
just everywhere.
So this is our A cover. There's a Clayton Crane variant. There is a Jeff Shaw variant.
This is what I'm really excited about. Is this continuation of what's going on with Red Hulk?
Right.
That looks like it's going to go all the way into the Captain America stuff going on,
and it might maybe have something to do with the Armageddon story that's coming in the summer. I don't know for sure, but it might. So yeah, I'm interested too in like, you know, Thunderbolt Ross is back and he's got a bone to pick with Doom and it's going to cause some problems. And there's a Justin Mason foreshadow variant. Who's that guy up there?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a AIM agent, but all in white.
Yeah.
Plus, you got Reed Richards working on, looks like R2-D2's leg.
There's the crossover right there. We've been waiting for it.
But yeah, I mean, anytime you have, once again, a Doom something, but you've got Reed Richards there, I'm super on board.
And the fact that this is called the foreshadow variant. Yeah. Very interesting.
Well, next up, I'm so excited to talk about Batman #5. And I'm definitely putting this on here because we just got a chance to read this issue earlier today, and this is maybe my favorite issue of this series so far.
Possibly. Well, we haven't read number 4 yet.
We haven't read number 4 yet.
So I think this is my favorite out of 1, 2, 3, and 5. Yes. This was great.
So this one, I don't want to tell you too much about it, but what you see on the cover is what you get
is exactly what the book is about. Yes. It's that cover right there.
So, the solicitation says a date night to remember. Now, if it's a date or not is up for debate during most of the issue. As Bruce takes Dr. Anika Zell out on what is maybe a date. But of course, she's the one who was there when in issue 1 with Killer Croc, and she's developing this thing. What's it called? The
Crown of
Storms, which is is helping a lot of these really messed up criminals and everything. But Bruce is going to take her out, but that quickly turns south as they start to be pursued by ninjas on motorcycles,
which is exactly like those right there on the cover. Yeah, that's them.
So I will say, pretty much this entire issue is a chase sequence with Bruce Wayne and Dr. Anika, from car to foot, everything. And even though Bruce isn't all decked out in his Batman garb, still doesn't mean he can't hold his own and take on the bad guys as Bruce Wayne. This is so fun. You see the character in the background, unless she appears in issue 4, which doesn't necessarily feel like she will.
Yeah, I kind of feel like no.
But we'll
unless
know
it's
better.
Maybe like the last page or something. But
we'll know better
next Monday.
Next Monday once we read issue number 4. But this is the gang is called the 000 Gang, and even though it says the Ojo Strikes, they are referring to her as Lady Deathman.
Oh.
So,
really?
Like Lord Deathman, the classic manga Batman character.
They didn't call her that in the book, though.
They didn't call her that in the book, but the solicitation refers to her as that.
Huh.
So, maybe that's a title she's going to take on later.
Maybe.
I don't know. But this is a new character, rather, cameoing in issue 4, but she's definitely plays a major role in issue number 5.
And we've never seen her before, so this is probably her first full appearance.
Yeah.
Or it's either this one or number 4 that's her first appearance. We don't know which one yet. We don't, because we haven't read number 4 yet.
But also, the last page in this is a game changer for the whole Bat family and everyone involved.
It's one of those page turns that that made me audibly exclaim because something happened on the page before that, and I said, "Oh!" And then I turned the page. Oh,
yeah.
So it's one of those.
And it's not like a big death or something.
No,
it's just like uh-oh.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
Yeah. It's like, I need the next issue right now to see the next page from
I
that.
just need the next whatever conversation thing that happens after this last page. This is so good, though.
It's real good.
You are in for a delight with this issue.
And what's great is we talked about this earlier. So about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we talked about Gunpowder Profits number 2, and I said the whole issue was a chase scene. And then a couple weeks ago, we talked about G.I. Joe number 14 or 15 maybe, and I said, and that was a whole chase. That whole issue was a chase scene too. And I even said, that feels like Gunpowder Profits number 2. Well, then now the whole thing is a chase scene. So we are rich in comics with chase scenes that are the whole thing is a chase scene. It's very action packed, very exciting. I was gonna say,
for people who are like, oh, I just want like more action and stuff in my books. This is that. There's still a bunch of story. There's a lot of conversation that goes on, but for the most part, this is just rad action.
Yeah. You can even probably jump on right here. You might not know who Dr. Zeller is. But this doesn't really, you don't really need to know all that much. I mean, so this is a fantastic issue of Batman.
Yes, so we got some great covers for this as well. We've got our A cover by your interior artist, Jorge Jimenez, which, man, can he draw some cool cars and motorcycle chase action. We have a Jim Lee cover with really Damian on it. Then you see Damian's new suit here with the red R and everything, which is really cool.
I like that one.
We have a Julian Todino Tedesco cover, which I really like this because kind of gives you the vibes of maybe what they were attempting to do.
That's what they were trying to do, yeah.
We also have a Lee Eriks Lee cover with our new character.
Yep.
We have a Jimenez Bat Gadget variant, which, I mean, I don't know where you go from here. I mean, this is... We've went everywhere from the gloves to the utility belt.
Those are the goggles from the first issue when they came down. And we're still, even in this issue, we're still getting a couple more, those little insets that talk about the tech. We still get some of those in here too.
We have a Mitch Gerard's sweater weather variant. I like that Bruce has a sweater with all of his villains on it.
Yeah.
We have a Jimenez... the Ojo or Ojo design, which that is, a good look at your new villain. And there is a foil version of the A cover.
Yeah, so good. Can't recommend this one more highly. This is fantastic. Sorry. This is the Wonder Woman Black and Gold 2026 special. We've had one of these before, where the whole thing is black and white and then gold, as in the gold lasso.
I think it was a mini-series.
Oh, was it a mini-series? Yeah. Okay. And this is another one where it's just a one-shot that has a few short one-and-done stories. And we get various creators in here. We get the reunion of Tom King and Mitch Gerads doing a story. Steve Orlando has Diana search for the truth in a land of lies. Alyssa Wong brings Wonder Woman to the spirit world. The team behind Wonder Woman, The Adventures of Young Diana is back for more. We've got Jordi Belair in here. We've got Rosie Gifford, Karen S. Darbo, Paulina Ganuccio. So yeah, lots of big creators in here, just telling some short one-and-done stories of Wonder Woman, and all done in the style that you see on the cover there. So that's going to look really, really cool. So this is our A cover by Cliff Chang, and there's a Mitch Gerads variant also.
Well, next up, we have the return of Tomb Raider to comics, and I'm very excited about this. I just picked up the second colossal edition
of huge.
Of the classic Tomb Raider comics, and I love to see that Lara Croft is back for Dark Horse in comics, because just like the video game, she's had such a career in comics, teaming up with, I think her first appearance is actually in a Witchblade crossover.
Oh, wow,
and there's so much cool stuff with Tomb Raider. So this is Tomb Raider Sacred Artifacts #1. And I think what I remember hearing about this is it's kind of bridging the gap between the newer games and the classic games.
Okay.
So you can see, like, in the face and hair and all that, she kind of looks like the newer one, but the clothes, she's in the blue top and everything. This is by Casey Gilly and Antonio D. Caprio. And when Croft Manor goes up in flames, it forces Laura to take stock of her life and figure out what was important to her. But a confrontation with a mysterious foe who has gotten their hands on a dangerous and familiar artifact proves some clarity as it launches Laura into cross-continental journey doing what she does best, raiding tombs and questing for legendary relics. So this is going to be a 4-issue miniseries. And it says it's... a a new adventure of Tomb Raider for longtime new Tomb Raider fans and perfect jumping on point for the uninitiated. So if you're just vaguely familiar with the games, also sounds like this is a good place to get on. And I'm just really excited about this because I love a good adventure comic as well. So Tomb Raider, Sacred Artifacts #1, and just the one cover.
And this is Luna Snow World Tour #1. This is not a Marvel Rivals book like I thought it was originally. This is from I didn't get the creative team. Greg Pak looks like.
Yeah.
And, as the world recovers from Doctor Doom's takeover.
Oh, and Anadito.
Okay, nice. Luna Snow hits her lowest low yet, so she takes her music into her own hands and hits the road. But when a new K-pop star appears on the scene with music that's so catchy it's criminal, Luna has to shift into hero mode to defend the very fans who can't stand her. Can she win their hearts and save the day? And which beloved Marvel heroes will join her along the way? And maybe it's all of them on the cover there. I don't know. But I'm not sure if this is a one-shot or if it's a mini-series.
I'm not sure. I mean, it feels a lot like the Dazzler series that we had before. But I'm not sure if this
But she's on tour together. Dazzler and Luna Snow, yeah.
I want to say like maybe she opened for her or something, and you'll see Dazzler on one of the covers, so maybe she's going to play a part.
Yeah, so Luna Snow fans, again, this isn't tied into Marvel Rivals, but I know there's a lot of Luna Snow fans out there because of that. So here is a Luna Snow book for you. This is the A cover. There's a Fan Yang spoiler variant, which I guess we don't see.
First look at a new costume coming to Marvel Rivals.
Okay, nice. There's a Guru Hiru variant with Jeff. There's a Larix variant and a NetEase Games Marvel Rivals variant. So we do get a little bit of Marvel Rivals there.
Well, next up, it's a big one, DC KO issue #3. And I'm very excited about this one because this is the Elite 8 that are remaining. It is time for a tag team match. And we talked about it before. It's going to be really fun to see who actually is teamed up with who because you would think, Joker and Lex would be together, but maybe they're forced to be, with heroes in this and working together. And we don't quite know what kind of challenge they're going to be facing. I think that's also a big fun point of it. It's not all just 1v1 fighting. You know. I hope it's
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get a bunch of that next month in December with the All Fight Month books.
I hope it's like a egg and spoon race, or they have their legs are tied together and they have to run. Yeah. Something like that would be
like a potato sack race.
Potato sack race with Joker and Aquaman in one bag. So the tournament reaches its end game. The final 8 combatants are put to the ultimate test, confronted with a decades-long stay in their own personal hell. Which sounds interesting. Emotions run high as heroes falter, villains revel, and the heart of Apocalypse eyes its new King Omega. In the end, only the final 4 will remain. Okay. And this is 3 of 5. I feel like we're gonna have a 5th issue that's like post game, but ramifications of the game because we're getting down to.
Well, we have to have whoever is the winner. We have to see them fight Darkseid.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what the 5th issue is, and maybe number 4 will know who wins, and the number 5, I don't know, but maybe that's what it'll be.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this.
So this comes out in January. So this is after the All Fight month. So in December is when we're going to see 8. When we've talked about them on this show, we're going to see 8 different rounds of 1v1. So there's 16. This is like you said, it's going to boil down to 8 here. Next week is the first one of those, Superman versus Captain Atom. We've already read that one a while back. It's really, really good. So we'll talk about that on Monday. But so this is after all of that stuff.
Yeah, and a thing to note is it's easy to find out who is going to win certain fights in this. That's not necessarily the point of this.
Right.
There is a lot of story behind these fights, and just to see like who comes out on top. Yeah, that's part of it, but part of it is also the journey getting there. Yeah. And I know especially for like the Aquaman Hawkman fight, there's a lot of story that goes into that as well that goes with those characters. So you may see on some of these covers like, oh, here's some people, looks like they might make it to this round. Yeah. But there's other stuff going on as well.
Yeah. I think a good point to that is Superman, right? Because we've seen him, we know he's going to be in this. We don't know how far he's going to go, but like seeing Superman in DC KO #2, we already knew that he was going to advance to the round after that, but how did he get there? Because he didn't just steamroll everybody like we said before. Like he was having some trouble. He's been having trouble with this whole thing, and so yeah, I like the. It's not really the what, but the how, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like checking ESPN the day after just to see the final scores and
Yeah.
stuff. It's about how they got to that.
Right.
That's the big part of this story. Even Joshua Williamson, the writer, and Scott Snyder and everybody have talked about like you're gonna find out who wins before you read the issue a lot of the times, but there's more to the story than that.
Yeah, Joshua Williamson even tweeted that. He's like, listen, guys, this is just too big to keep under wraps. Some of the aspects of the story are too big to hide from you. So yeah, you can see who wins and stuff, but that's not necessarily the point.
Right. So speaking of, we got all these amazing covers, starting with our A cover right here by Javier Fernandez. This is an acetate cover, so I wonder if it's gonna have
probably the DCKO letters over the top of
maybe,
it, like number 2 did.
We have our next Daniel Warren Johnson cover, which I'm getting all of these. I love that. We have a Mike Del Mundo cover.
That is scary to me. Joker with the idea of the Joker with maybe like Darkseid's Omega power. That's scary.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. That's not a good thing to happen. We have a Carla Cohen variant, which I'm also going to get this one because I love Zatanna. We have a Lucio Perillo variant, which I'm excited. It talked about they're going into their own personal hells, and I wonder if that means like literally they're going to be transported to different realms and stuff. Maybe. Like Wonder Woman in this almost looks like a underworld labyrinth. Mm-hmm. We have a Sanford Green Darkseid cover. We have a Dan Mora bracket variant, which I love. Anytime they do a Pick Your Fighter cover, I love those. We also have a Ben Oliver face-off variant and a Javier Fernandez foil version of the A cover.
Next up is Avengers number 34. We wanted to talk about this one near the beginning of the show because this is Legacy number 800. Now, this is still kind of, I think it's the next to last issue of the current story arc, and I believe it's the next to last issue of this series of Avengers. So this wouldn't be a great jumping on point right now because we're at the tail end of the series and the story that they're in. That story being, the Avengers and Mirrodin. We actually know who Mirrodin is now, and we know the origin of the Twilight Court, I think is their name, and and now they're dealing with the missing moment and the Grail that has the ability to create a whole new universe, but the previous one has to die in order for that to happen, and they're trying to prevent that. So all that story is going on. However, there is also going to be a special 14-page backup story in this, written by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Mark Bagley. So your classic Ultimate Spider-Man team. Of course, Bendis had a great big long run on Avengers in the early to mid 2000s. Yep. And Bendis hasn't been he did some more stuff with Marvel after that, but Bendis hasn't been with Marvel for a hot minute, and now he's coming back to do this. And presumably some more stuff later. We don't know yet.
That's kind of the rumblings.
Yeah. So Bendis has returned to Marvel, and Bagley doing the artwork is why we really wanted to highlight this. But if you've been reading Avengers, this current story arc's been really cool, and we're getting near the end of that. So this is our A cover, which is a wraparound cover. There's a Paulo Rivera homage variant. There's a Mark Bagley spoiler variant, which spoiler,
the Avengers are in the Avengers book.
And there's a Capuccio X-Men trading card variant because Storm is part of the Avengers right now.
Well, next up we have Logan Black, White, and Blood. And you know how these things go. I'm not sure if this is a one-shot or a miniseries. I think it's a miniseries. They've mostly been doing that now. But this one, it does seem like because we've had a Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood, this does look like it's maybe leaning towards more like Weapon X and pre-Wolverine story, stuff like that. So the brutal and violent life of Logan Wolverine, aka Logan's long and violent history, is showcased in brand new tales by top-tier talent in brutal Black, White, and Red. So first off, we got Tom Waltz and Alex Lins reveal Logan's never-before-revealed military service during the 1950s with a secret connection to a fan-favorite Marvel character. Maybe Captain America again. I guess he was still frozen at that point, but...
Yeah, during the Weapon X program he was.
Yeah. Then we have a mission in seedy 1970s Times Square puts Logan on a trail of deranged serial killer, as told by Saladin Ahmed and Adam Kubert. And then Survival is the name of the game after Logan escapes from Weapon X by Larry Hama and Dave Watcher. So I love getting a Larry Hama Wolverine story in here because that's just as classic as it gets. But yeah, so if you are looking for another of the black, white, and fill in the blank, here is Logan. We've got our A cover here. We have an Adam Kubert cover and an Andrea Sorrentino variant as well.
And this is Absolute Superman number 15. Very excited about this one because this is after the Battle of Kansas. When does 14 come out? It's not next week, is it?
I don't know.
I don't think it is. But this is after all that, and this is so Jason Aaron's the writer, but Juan Ferreira is the artist, and I want to say he's doing the next 3 issues.
Probably this little chunk of story.
Yeah, this little story. I believe it's this and the next 2 issues. I think. And it says it's a day in the life of Absolute Superman. In the shocking aftermath of the Battle of Kansas, Superman wrestles with profound changes to his life, his allies, and even his costume. And I don't think the costume hasn't changed, except it looks a lot more blue now than it did before. But more importantly, there's work to be done as we experience a day in the life of the world's busiest superhero. So we don't know yet. We haven't seen the last part of the Battle of Kansas yet. In number 14, it's not out yet, but I feel like something's going to happen there to where now Superman, it looks like here, Superman is now like out to the world. Like everybody knows about him now, which is crazy to think because in mainline DC continuity, yeah, everybody knows Superman, but in Absolute Superman, he's been kind of in the shadows in the background and sort of keeping to himself. But now it looks like he's been revealed to the world, and now he looks like he's going to become the world's hero.
They kind of addressed that with Lois putting out that broadcast of being like, you know, if we do this, you're not hiding anymore.
That's exactly right.
And so it's like he's finally kind of taking up the mantle that we know of Superman, but still, I mean, he's, you know, hasn't had a great relationship with Earth at this point. Yeah. So he's still pretty alien, and it's going to be interesting to see how the world accepts him and how he fits into all of this.
Yeah, so Juan Ferreira has shared some artwork and some pages. It looks fantastic, so I'm very excited for this. This is probably you could jump on right here if you haven't been reading Absolute Superman. I do recommend, you know, going back and reading the whole thing because it's awesome. But yeah, this is kind of the start of the next chapter, I guess, for Superman. So this is our A cover from Rafa Sandoval. There's a Gerald Perel cover. There is a Carmine Diangimenico cover and a Juan Ferreira cover as well. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
We know he's going to fight Absolute Hawkman.
Yes.
In maybe, I think it's number 16 he does that?
Yeah, it's the one that's in the previews now.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be really cool. Well, next up, we've got the Ultimates issue number 20, and this is going to be a big one. To begin with, we've got the Absolute Universe Ultimate Universe 2 years in, coming out next week, so we'll be talking about that on Monday. But it is continuing here with what they say, the Fire and the Sergeant Fury, following up on the darkly brilliant Ultimate Universe 1 year in. The Makers Council army of Nick Fury's LMDs comes back into play. Secrets of the Fury program and of Hand will be revealed. So, yeah, this is a story that's been kind of a year in the making.
Yeah.
As we've only seen Nick Fury pop up here and there, but not really play an active role in stuff going on.
And he doesn't seem to be a great guy. He seems almost like a bad guy. He's working for the Maker and the Makers Council, and I just want to know why their faces are all fuzzy.
Yeah, and it's very weird. Like when we saw wherever the Hand's facility is, there was like a lot of other recognizable characters. It wasn't like Howard the Duck in there, and
I think
like
so.
What is this version of the Hand / Shield? What is their goal in all of this? I'll be excited to see, but. Another really interesting issue of the Ultimates. We've got our A cover here. We have a Inyuk Lee Ultimate Special spoiler cover. Probably has Nick Fury on it. And we have a Salvador Larroca cover with the Maker, but with a very xenomorph upgraded helmet.
Big old xenomorph helmet. Yeah, I wonder if he made that out of the skull of one or something. And this is Psi Dimensional Rivals #1. Who is Psi?
I am not
Multiversal Journey to find. I don't know who this is. So this is from This is from Peach Momoko. And in almost dreamlike work, Peach Momoko has assembled a collective of artists, all telling one story with many parts as Sai makes her way through the multiverse. A true spectacle of the comics medium, unlike anything you've seen before. I have no idea who or what this is. I'm not sure. You know, it's a Marvel book. I guess maybe it's a Marvel Rivals thing. It says Dimensional Rivals,
Maybe.
but is this like a background character in the game,
I
or?
don't believe so. I mean, you can see it's hard to see in her hands. I think Sai was from Demon Days.
Oh yeah.
Because that's Psylocke or you know, that version of the character from Demon Days, and all of the Peach Momoko, whatever you want to call that, the Momoko Marvel universe, that she did. So I believe that character's from that.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you know more than I do, what you probably do, let me know in the comments. But yeah, so that sounds like what that is. This is our A cover. There's an Abon Coelho cover and a Stan Sakai cover.
So this would be cool, especially, you know, with big fans of Peach Momoko. You've got Ultimate X-Men wrapping up, all that. It feels like you're going to get a lot of that flavor still going forward with all of this. So next up, we have a big one, big event check-in, and we've, you know, we talked a little bit about I guess One World Under Doom is over, but we did talk about some of that fallout. But we still have DCKO going on, so we're going to start off with DCKO tie-in with Aquaman issue number 13. And this is very much of like, Aquaman's not here. He's in the tournament. So what's going on elsewhere? As Arthur continues to duke it out in the KO tournament, the hidden kingdom of Atlantis is at last emerges, which last he knew, it was gone.
Yeah.
Like as far as Aquaman knows, Mara's dead. Atlantis is in ruins. He's got a daughter that's all grown up now, but that's maybe not necessarily the truth. But all is not well, and Queen Mara finds herself face to face with the deadliest foe to attack their fair empire yet. New threats, new drama, a trip to the throne of Kandak, and the return of Black Manta. So this sounds kind of like a new jumping on point for Aquaman, focusing on Mara, who's now having to, you know, protect Atlantis while Aquaman is away. So I'm very excited about this. Plus the return of Black Manta. This is going to be really cool. So we've got our A cover right here. We have a Nathan Zerdy variant. We have a Kyung Im cover and a Sowie cover.
And then next we have DC KO Knightfight number 3. Number 2 comes out next week. We'll talk about that on Monday. But in this one, you know, Batman is going through, like, it's not the real world. Like it's an artificial.
It's created by the heart.
Created by the Heart of Apocalypse. Yeah, he's going through, like, you know, he's fighting various Batman. You know, the Robins have become Batman in this twisted reality. And in this one, you know, Jason Todd is Batman, Tim Drake is Batman. And to complete his mission, Bruce Wayne will have to fight both of them. The former Robins aren't giving up without a fight, and it will take everything Batman has to defeat them. Does Batman have what it takes to defeat both his pupils, or have these students become the masters? So, and we've seen the cover number 4, I believe, or maybe
with
it's
Damien.
Yeah, with the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe this won't have maybe this will have a happy ending for him. I wonder if it's going to be like at the end of this, it's like he actually gets what he wants, and the Heart of Apocalypse is like, hey, don't you just want to stay in this weird reality that I've made for you? So yeah, we've only had the first issue so far. Again, we'll talk about number 2 on Monday, but I really like the first issue and can't wait to see where this goes. So we have our 8 cover. There's a Ludo Lullaby cover, which that's really cool to see. And there is a Riley Rossmo cover with Bruce, and that is Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I always love, you know, alternate universe versions of Batman, especially like with the Robins taking over. That's going to be cool. Well, next up, we got more Essential Comics. We're going to start off with Where Does the Rainbow End? This is a new book from artist Stefano Cardoselli, who did Don't Spit Into the Wind and Long Cold Winter. So that's such a crazy cool style. And writer Francesca Perillo, who did Long Cold Winter. They reunite once again for this exciting prequel to their hit story, Love Me, a Romance Story. In this, Gilda has been abandoned by her parents, but fortunately, she has been discovered in the Kakase brothers' robot dump and has been raised by robots who discovered her. She was lucky to be found in the Rainbow Sector by robots that cared for her. However, she has also been shielded from the outside world, other humans, and from a dangerous section of their robot world called the Dark Cage, where the most hostile of robots live. Word has spread about her ability to fix robots, though, and one vicious robot from the Dark Cage wants her to repair all of the violent robots that live there, and nothing will stop him. So, really cool sounding girl raised by robots story with really cool art. I love the robot designs. So, if you think this sounds like your speed, definitely check it out. A new one from Mad Cave. We've got our A cover here, and there's a Stephen Byrne variant.
All right, so this is Digger #1. This is going to be a 4-issue series, and this is written by T.S. Luthor, and the art is by Sam Goodillan, and this is from Invader Comics. We talked about another one of their books before, I believe. So this is set in the 1930s in Veracruz, Mexico. Along the Gulf Coast lie the Olmec ruins that are all but hidden to anyone. All but hidden to anyone from the outside world. So these very mysterious ruins. But locals there make money by guiding academics and scholars through the region. But there's one name that's spoken in hushed tones, one name that the guides there say to stay away from, and they call him is it? I read this as like excavator, but I think it's excavador or excavador. Excavador, is that Spanish?
Yeah.
Excavador.
Yeah, I think that's like the excavator.
Okay. And then
or
it's
the digger.
Right, yeah, the digger, right. But it says the boy, as in that's like we don't know the name, but it references him as the boy. The boy doesn't listen to whispers, and the boy doesn't know the man with the eyes of the devil. But the boy needs money for his sick grandma, and the boy knows the American has money, and the boy knows where the ruins are. What begins as a guide and treasure hunter turns into cat and mouse. So basically, it sounds like the locals in in Mexico, in Veracruz, Mexico, they know stay away from this one place because there's this myth of this mysterious person there. But it sounds like this young boy is going to forget all that. He's like, I need money. These guys want to go there, so I'm going to take them there. I'm going to throw caution to the wind and just go try this out. And it sounds like maybe it's going to get a little bit dicey. So yeah, that sounds really cool. I like that it says the man with the eyes of the devil. I think that sounds interesting, and you see a little bit of that there. So this is our A cover by Sam Goodillan, and that is your interior artist. And there's another Sam Goodillan, Michael Nelson cover as well.
That one's cool.
Yeah, that man,
like Francavilla vibes.
Yeah, that man had the eyes of the devil. So I guess that's the boy who takes these, who forgets all the warnings and just goes.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
Well, next up, another crossover that we never thought would happen. This is Gargoyles and Darkwing Duck #1. This is from Greg Weisman, Tad Stones, and the art is by Ciro Kenglilosi. After contacting a wary Morgana McCober, I'm not as familiar with Darkwing Duck as I am Gargoyles. Through her magic mirror, the scheming Demona whisks the uncooperative sorceress out of St. Canard and into her New York City lair, where she proceeds to grill Morgana for the location of a certain mystical tome with enough eldritch energy to allow Demona to finally conquer the world. Darkwing Duck, of course, isn't about to take this lying down. As soon as he learns about Morgana's abduction, Darkwing and his stalwart sidekick Launchpad McQuack are in the air, racing towards the Big Apple to rescue his avian armoire, but with the terror that flaps in the night, be able to handle the city that never sleeps, not to mention the Stone Guardians who protect it. So, some dimension hopping, some fun Gargoyle, Darkwing Duck team-up action. I forgot how many issues this is going to be, but it is a mini-series, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got our A cover.
No, never mind. I was looking at mine.
You were wrong, and I'm right.
I was going to say, it says 2 issues, but no, that's the
next thing.
Yeah.
So we've got our A cover here by Tad Stones. We have an Ivan Bigarella cover. We've got a Declan Shalvey cover. And a Ciro Cangialosi cover, and that's your interior artist.
Gargoyles are getting around. They teamed up with the Fantastic Four.
They high five Godzilla on their way to another
Right,
crossover.
yeah.
You know, as
them and the Ninja Turtles.
they're all just
they're competing.
They've got this crossroads,
Yeah.
dimensional crossroads.
All right, so this is Hank Howard, Pizza Detective, the Two Hollywoods #1, and this is the one that's going to be a 2-issue series. So this is written by Robert Venditti and the artist by David Lapham, and this is a Bad Idea book. And I'm pretty sure, wasn't there a Hank Howard Pizza Detective?
There was it was a backup in a couple of different stories.
Yeah, because I remember the name sounds familiar, and it doesn't sound like this is like brand new.
Right.
Because in this it says Hank's investigation into a deadly international crime syndicate gets hot when a longtime big Caligula's employee is murdered in cold blood. He'll stop at nothing to bring the killers to justice, journeying cross country to the crime-laden streets of Hollywood, California. There, he'll face off with the Australian mafia. He'll dodge fire-spitting flamethrowers, high-caliber shootouts, and a kangaroo on a choke chain in his most explosive adventure yet.
Okay.
So this sounds very crime noir with a little bit of fun thrown in for good measure. This is our A cover from Alex Maleev. There's a David Lapham cover, so that's your interior artist. And there's an Andrea Sorrentino variant.
Yeah, that's very noir.
Very crime noir, yeah.
Well, next up, we have Mega Man X #0. So we knew we were getting a new Mega Man X series from Udon, I believe. But this one is kind of kicking it off. This is by Daniel Arsenault and Jeffrey Cruz. The X generation of Mega Man gets its own comic series. In a special prelude issue, the famous hero Mega Man, known as X, travels the highways of the future on his first solo mission, hunting a Reploid who has gone rogue, a Maverick. So for you Mega Man X fans, Mega Man fans, don't miss out on issue #0. We got a hint of this. We had those Mega Man Timelines issues.
Yep.
There was a Mega Man X one of those. And I believe Free Comic Book Day, we also had a Mega Man story. So it's a good era to be a Mega Man fan. We've got our A cover here by Jeffrey Cruz. That's your interior artist. We have an Edwin Huang cover, which I love his work. And we have a Hanzo Steinbach cover as well.
And this is, excuse me, this is Batman Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia #2. This is going to be a 4-issue series again. #1 came out this week. It was really cool. And this one, as both Green Arrow and The Question infiltrate the Arcadia project, they've discovered something rotten at the heart of this so-called climate sanctuary. And we got a little hint of that in the first issue. But when they bring their intel to Batman, will he trust them, or will they trust him, or has Bruce Wayne become a true believer in Arcadia's mission? And you saw a little bit of that at the end of the first issue. There may be a little bit of conflict between Batman and Green Arrow. So, more to come. I like the first issue a lot. Can't wait to see. It was a little bit confusing, though. So hopefully this will help solidify that a little bit more. This is our A cover, and there's a Phil Hester cover.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Seeing Phil Hester draw Green Arrow down there is so cool. Well, next up, we have Absolute Green Lantern #10. And I'm really interested in this one. So this is, for one, this has guest artist Sid Kotian. And it says, enter Goldface. Joe Mullen finds herself in the crosshairs of the bounty hunter Goldface. Now, Goldface is not a character from Green Lantern before, I don't think.
It's a character from Threat Level Midnight.
It's true. Yeah, I don't know if it's Goldface or Golden Face. But,
right, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to take down Michael Scarn.
That's right.
But... yeah, so I don't know if this is maybe an old school Green Lantern character.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or if this is a brand new thing. It almost gives me a feel of like Psycho Pirate with this mask, but we'll have to see.
Is Goldface 1 or 2 words?
Goldface is 1 word.
I was just going to see if maybe like it's an old like...
Is there like a old first appearance of Goldface?
Yeah, Goldface. Shoot. Yeah, Goldface. Yeah, characters... Keith Kenyon, Goldface from Earth Zero, Keith Kenyon. So it is
here's one from Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, the animated series.
Okay, so Goldface is a character, but definitely does not look like this.
Yeah, and then there's this guy who first appeared in 1966. So yeah, this is, I guess this is a classic Green Lantern. I didn't know that. This is a character from the '60s, from the Silver Age Green Lantern, which I haven't read much
That's
of.
really
so.
cool that they're bringing in a character like an older. We're not immediately jumping into Sinestro or
right.
Manhunters or anything.
And then post Flashpoint, he was in the Flash number 50 from 2016, and I guess he died in 2018. But so this isn't a brand new character,
but definitely a very unique look for the character.
Deep cut for sure.
Yeah. So we've got our A cover here. We have a Mirka Andolfo cover. I love that. We have a Riley Rossmo cover.
I like that one.
And a Declan Shalvey cover.
And then we have Black Cat number 6. Felicia Hardy is down, but she is not out of the superhero game. When the vilest lowlifes from the city's super criminal underworld are out for blood, she'll need all the luck and daredevilish charm she can muster. So Daredevil is going to show up again in the Black Cat book, and I liked when he was there first and the ramifications that had, where the public thinks that they're actually an item and have actually caused her some problems. And she was like, no, that was just a misunderstanding, But looking forward to seeing more Daredevil in Black Cat. This is our A cover. There's a Clayton Crane cover. There is a David Nakayama cover and a Gleb Melnikov cover. I like that one.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. And it looks like they're facing off against the vampires that we got a little hint
of.
Oh,
that's right, yeah.
And this last one, so yeah, if this was just a book called like Black Cat and Daredevil, man, that's just that's all you need. Next, I want to talk about Star Wars Legacy of Vader number 12. Kylo Ren reaches the depths of his journey as he battles his way through the darkest corridors of Vader's castle. Visions of Vader bring Kylo to his knees. Will the young tyrant be able to move beyond the shadow of his grandfather, or will he not be imprisoned within the legacy of Vader? The interesting thing about this is there has not been a solicitation for issue 13. This may be the final issue of Legacy of Vader. And I know looking ahead on the latest previews book, there's only like 2 Star Wars books. There's the main one and the Jar Jar one-shot. So I'll be really interested to see what the future of Star Wars books with Marvel is going to look like. Are they going to go for more of this mini series, like 10 to 12 issue chunks, or are they going to be announcing new stuff coming up? Because Dr. Aphra ended. Jedi Knights is ending.
I wonder if they're like reining it all in, and then once Mandalorian Grogu comes out next year, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll like explode back out with a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's a very interesting, not good, not bad time for Star Wars books at Marvel. It's just interesting, and maybe we'll know more in the coming months. But we've got our A cover here, and there's a Beldamar Revis variant. Poking Vader in the eye.
Now we have Doctor Strange number 2. Number 1 comes out next week, and we will talk about it on Monday. After opening the mysterious coffin plaguing Alfheim, which I guess happens in issue number 1, Strange and Angela, who is actually going to be part of this series, they come face to face with the Dark Wizard Verboten. Strange attempts to capture him by tapping into a dangerous new form of power, but Verboten escapes and puts a plan into motion that will endanger innocent lives across the 9 realms. Strange will have to move heaven and earth to stop him before his power grows. And I guess maybe that's Verboten on the cover there.
Malakath.
Yeah, maybe.
Dark elfish.
Yeah, so always a little bit tricky to talk about number 2s when we haven't read number 1s yet, but this will make more sense after we read number 1 next week. So this is our A cover. There's an Edgecurve variant, and there is a Leonardo Romero variant. I like that one with Clea.
Well, next up we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus, number 3. I'm really excited for this to start, and it still doesn't start next week, so maybe another week.
Yeah.
But this, sounds awesome. It's like DCKO, but for Ninja Turtles. In this one, it's Raphael versus Alopex, who is a former lover of Raphael. So we'll see what happens here. But I'm just excited to see all the different iterations of Ninja Turtles coming together, fighting each other, and seeing which ones, which series they pull from. So we've got our A cover here. We have a Campbell cover. We've got this. I love this one. This is the Lawson cover, and you've got your new Ninja Turtles and your I guess the Eastman Laird Turtles on there.
The 2 extremes, the original ones, and then the newest
recent ones. Yeah. Next up, we got continuing stories. we're going to kick it off with one of our favorite publishers right now.
Yeah, Ignition Press. So this is Deluge #3. This has been really cool because it's kind of like a very, down to earth prison, not even a prison break, but just a story of a women's prison.
It's a prison escape, but it's okay they're trying to escape because it's not good.
But the prison is flooding and there's something in the water. So this and it keeps getting more interesting, more mysterious. It says that the death count is rising with the water, making escape seem less and less likely. Prisoners and guards alike are trapped within Sevierville Correctional Prison for women. It's becoming increasingly obvious that the rain is not the only thing coming in from outside. No one is safe from the creatures, plural. It says creatures, plural. I thought there was only one. No one is safe from the creatures lurking in the flood, and it's soon to be every woman for herself. Mama Bear in particular isn't waiting to be rescued. That's one of the inmates.
Yeah.
She's going to take matters into her own hands and does not care who gets in her way. We saw a little bit of that in issue #2. Yeah. Meanwhile, Chandra, who was another one of the another one of the inmates, she has a theory as to what the monsters are and what they want. But Maggie, who was another one of the inmates, isn't so sure what to believe as the ghosts of her guilt become more insistent. So,
we've seen a little bit of that also.
Yeah, so it's like, what the heck is this book? Like, what genre is this? Yeah. I don't really know where to put this, but it's been really, really cool.
No one is safe in this.
No one is safe, yeah.
I kind of feel okay not learning all the characters' names because they don't last through the issue. But yeah, I read the issue #2 the other day, and this is just such a cool, unique story that it's like, I have not read anything like this.
Yeah. It's like, at its core, it's about this women's prison that's flooding, and it's flooding, like, the water is rising, and they're all trying to get out. You might say, okay, that sounds all right. Oh, but also there's these, like, weird, like, monsters in the water, and now we're learning more about them. It's like,
how did they get in?
How did they get? Yeah, what are they, and what do they want? Like,
plus, there's the girl, like you said, that is seeing, like, kind of a phantom of the reason she's in there that's kind of lurking around. It's very weird. And we only got a little hint in the first issue when the person found a tooth out in the yard that, is this some, like, crazy ground or something?
And then the cover, it looks like maybe like a scary eel or something. No, like, it's like these terrifying water monsters.
Yeah.
Like, so what a cool series. So this is our A cover, and I don't remember who
it's Riley Rossmo.
Yeah, Rossmo on this one. I don't remember who the next one is.
I'm not sure, but also I don't know if we've seen one that looks completely like that either.
Yeah.
With the fins and the multiple eyes. Well, continuing with Ignition Press, this is Arcadia #2 from the Miranda Brothers. And I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about this issue #2. Issue 1 just came out this week. You've got to experience for yourself. It's such a cool new sci-fi fantasy world with so many new ideas brought into it of, this world that's now being run by these humanoid androids. They've got these things called the pearls in their heads. That's like their consciousness. There's these big creatures going around trying to destroy them. They're being born out of these like suits that are in these silos. It's crazy, but I wasn't confused reading it. I was just like, oh, this is a whole new concept for a kind of a sci-fi fantasy universe. So if you read #1, you liked it, definitely pre-order #2. And if you haven't read #1, check it out, especially if you're kind of a sci-fi fantasy fan, or you like the a little post-apocalyptic mixed in with there, check this out. We've got our A cover here and the variant as well.
All right, we've got Mark Spear's Monsters, The Monster and the Wolf #2. In this second chapter of this 3-issue miniseries, story takes us back to a long time forgotten when a desperate scientist falls prey to a sinister scheme. In his grief, he agrees to resurrect his son, never suspecting the nightmare he'll set in motion or the souls that will be condemned because of it. Don't miss the untold origin of the Frankenstein monster like you've never seen it before. So I know there's a lot of fans of Mark Spear's Monsters, and this is kind of an offshoot of that, I guess. So this is our A cover, and there is a Deep Impact FOC add-on variant.
Yep, it's just a...
Oh, Deep Impact, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like that's the type of variant.
Right, yeah. I was like, what? Yeah.
Well, next up we have our Soot-Stained Heart #2. #1 of this has not come out yet, but it's the kind of Christmas twist, but people want coal. in this
Oh, that's
version.
right. Yeah.
So, because we haven't read it, the solicitation doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it does say Peggy Stones has come far on her own, but not a step further. Will she make it long enough to find out if the mythical Baron of Stories is real? Who are they, and will they help young Peggy to stop Fuel's Day? Or are they just another obstacle in her way? Find out what lies at the far reaches of the North and whether Peggy's journey was worth it. So I'm excited for number 1 of this. It sounds really cool, but go ahead and pre-order issue number 2 if you're looking forward to this series. We've got our A cover here, and that's the only one.
Bless you. And this is, bless you, this is Spawn the Dark Ages number 2, and again, this is going to be a 6-issue series. The Devil Spawn can occasionally be a creature of honor, but at a moment's notice, his brutality can be legendary, as the Saxons are about to find out. So the first one was really cool. The new king of Britain was seeking out the Devil Spawn to help him defend Britain from all the surrounding territories. And now it looks like he's actually going to do some defending. So this is our A cover from Liam Sharp, and there's a Ryan Brown cover.
It's very Frankenstein looking there. Well, next up, we got a cover gallery of some really cool covers we want to show you, and we're going to kick it off with Amazing Spider-Man Torn number 4. We've got another one of our Marvel Cosmic Invasion variants, and a really nice Phil Noto cover. I love anytime MJ and Gwen Stacy are on the cover, and we talk about this all the time, just not on the show. We love when Spider-Man has the half mask.
I love the half face,
especially from the animated series and stuff.
Yeah, they don't do it anymore in the comics. They did in the '60s all the time, in the '70s. So this is Spirits of Violence number 4. This is the Clayton Crane variant, and then we also have a Kari Andrews variant, which I freaking love. Kari Andrews, and he always makes everything look so cool.
Yeah. When is Ghost Rider gonna have a little horde of demons to chase after?
Like the darkness, like little darkness demons.
Yeah. Next up, we have Action Comics 1094. This is our Chris Samney cover. There's a Elizabeth Torque variant and an Annie Wu punk rock variant, which they're doing this for a couple of the books coming up.
Give me a team up between Super Punk and Spider Punk.
Oh yeah. You know?
This is Adventures of Superman, Book of L number 5. This is the Soule variant, and there is also a Lucio Perillo cover.
Well, next up we have Batgirl number 15. This is the Fornes cover. They've been doing some fantastic covers for Batgirl.
This is Batman and Robin number 29, the Gillum March cover.
So huge.
Yeah, and we found out that Phil Kennedy Johnson is leaving. His last issue is number 30, which is a big bummer, but he signed that exclusive with Marvel, so can't wait to see who's next.
Yep. Next up, we have Green Lantern Corps number 12. This is the Ryan Gonzalez. Been doing these paper doll covers for all of the characters from various different series, so this is really cool. And we also have a Scott Godlewski cover as well, and I love Kilowog.
Yep. This is JSA number 15. This is the Leslie Larrick's Lee cover. This has been a cool series. JSA year 1. I mean, that's awesome.
Next up, of course, we've got Poison Ivy, issue number 40, which always has amazing covers. We're going to start off with this Nubovich cover. We have a Ki Young Ohm cover. We've got a Joshua Sway Swaby cover. We've got a DeBercado variant. And the Danny Sweaterweather cover.
And this is Supergirl number 9, the Lucas Meyer cover, and there's a Fan Yang Sweater Weather cover also. Oh, with Crypto.
I love that. That's the one I pre-ordered because, man, I love Crypto.
Oh, there's also a Marguerite Sauvage punk rock cover and a Chrissy Zulo cover as well.
And next up, we've got Miss Truesdale and the Rise of Man number 2. One, I just want to talk about this series from the Hellboy universe. Is we've got issue number 2 of it. Very, very odd offshoot of the Hellboy universe, but I always really enjoy this. And I just really like this Jesse Lonergan cover. I love that whale.
This is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees Rite of Spring number 5. This is the Tony Fleecs movie homage cover, and there's a Beals cover also. That's so cute. Look at her just painting.
Yeah, that's paint, right?
Yep, that's red paint.
Yep. She doesn't put anything in those paint buckets other than a brush.
Just red paint. Yep.
Well, next up, we have Feral, number 19. This is the Tony Fleecs and Trish Forrester movie poster homage, this time for Five Nights at Freddy's. So, check it out.
This is Lost Fantasy number 6. I love these. This is the Castle and Guida cover, which looks like Metal Gear Solid 2, right? I think is what that was.
Too.
And then the a Peanut variant.
This series has had such good covers.
Yeah, that reminds me of Final Fantasy 15. I don't know if it is, but that's what that reminds me of.
It looks like what a Final Fantasy character would wear. And next up we have the Lucky Devils number 6 of 9. This is the Ryan Brown Youngblood team up variant. Look at Badrock crying in the background. Yeah. He's so upset.
Look at Die Hard looks like Liefeld's that Captain America picture. That's hilarious.
This is a really good cover. Yeah. There's a lot to look at. Look at Shaft's pouches at the bottom. He's just swimming in them.
Swimming in pouches. And then we have Space Ghost number 7, the Michael Cho cover.
These are so good.
Yeah.
Michael Cho is so good.
Oh, I didn't notice he's sort of like translucent there a little bit.
Like a ghost, like in space. Next up we have Bookshelf, and there's a lot of fantastic collected editions on this one. I couldn't stop myself from adding all of these. So we're going to kick it off with One World Under Doom. They're actually putting it all together in a trade paperback. This is collecting issues 1 through 9. So if you are waiting to just read the main story, which you can, you don't need any of the tie-ins. You can just read the main story right here.
Yeah, we have read all the tie-ins and can tell you that you can just read the main story and you'll be fine.
Yeah. So you can get this for $19.99 for 9 issues. Is pretty good.
All right, so they are releasing some of Charles Soule's run of Daredevil in the 3 different trade paperbacks, presumably because it kind of sort of lines up a little bit with the Daredevil Born Again series that came out, was it earlier this year, I think? And then the season 2 comes out, I believe, in March of next year. So they wanted to sort of like put some of that back out into the zeitgeist. So the first one is Daredevil Back in Black. These are all going to be $24.99. This one collects the issues 1 through 9 of Charles Soule's run from back in 2015. It also collects the Daredevil story from All Different Point 1, number 1, which I don't remember what that one was. The Daredevil Annual from 2016, and then the Daredevil Punisher 4-issue miniseries from 2016. And then after that is Daredevil Death of Daredevil. I'm sorry, the Dark Art. Yeah, the Dark Art. This one is $24.99, and it collects issues 10 through 28 of Charles Soule's run. And then after that is Daredevil Death of Daredevil, which collects Daredevil number 595 through 612, and that's when they went back to the legacy numbering. And I don't remember. I feel like that's the end of it, right?
That might be the end of Charles Soule's run.
Is that 19 and another 17? Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I think that's. So I think if you get all 3 of these, that's the entire Charles Soule run. I'm pretty sure, just across 3 different trade paperbacks.
Yeah, these are very cool that they're doing these, and I love the format that they all match each other. That's really cool. Well, next up, we have our next Marvel Premiere Collection, and I can't recommend this one highly enough. This is Planet Hulk Premiere Collection. I love Planet Hulk, one of my favorite Marvel stories. Yep. This collects Incredible Hulk 92 through 105 and material from Giant Size Hulk number 1. So if you've never read Planet Hulk, this is a great way to get the core story of that. And this is going to be $14.99.
This is Deadpool Wolverine, A Time of Strife, and this is going to be, this is the trade paperback. It's going to be $29.99 and collects the 10-issue Deadpool Wolverine series that wrapped up earlier in the year.
Yeah. Next up, we have Catwoman, the New 52 Omnibus, Volume 1. This is a series that I think people slept on during the New 52, and I really like this. It's one of my favorite ones because I felt like they kind of left it alone and did some really cool stuff. So this is by Judd Winnick and Ann Nocenti, plus a lot of different artists on here. Collects Catwoman 1 through 26, and the annual number 1, Batman and Catwoman number 22, and Batman the Dark Knight 23.4. I think that was maybe the villains when they were doing the point books. Plus a story from Young Romance, a New 52 Valentine's Day special number 1. This stops right before they did the Gothtopia story, which I really like. That's where Catwoman, you had Catbird, where she was basically a Robin.
Oh.
But this series is really great. She goes up against, I think, Dollhouse was a new villain introduced in here. Just really fun. And you can get all of that for $100 even.
This is DC Finest, The Demon, Birth of the Demon. So this is going to be $39.99, and this collects the Demon number 1 through 16, which is written and drawn by Jack Kirby. The Demon is a Jack Kirby creation, right? He created the Demon?
So. Yeah.
I started second guessing myself, and then there's some other things too. Detective Comics number 482 through 485, Wonder Woman 280 through 282, and a handful of other things as well. So just some early Silver Age Demon, which I've never read, so I'm definitely going to be checking this one out.
Yeah, Demon, one of my favorite characters. I love that era and that the Demon, Ragman, all the kind of like Justice League Dark or Shadow Pack characters. So don't miss out on this if you've never read some classic Demon stuff, because it is so good. Next up, we have Elseworlds Batman Omnibus. They've been releasing these in kind of deluxe trade paperbacks, but they are releasing this in a hardcover.
Yeah, I've got all those because I was buying them as they came out, and I saw this, and I'm like, well, shoot, I should have just waited.
So this is a big one. This collects so much. Gotham by Gaslight, Batman Holy Terror, Batman and Dracula Red Rain, Batman Master of the Future #1, Batman the Blue, the Gray, and the Bat #1, Robin 3001 and 2, Batman Houdini, Batman Dark Joker, The Wild, Batman and the Darkest Night, Catwoman Annual #1, Detective Comics Annual 7. It goes on and on. There is a ton in this. This is 1,400 pages. This is a big one. And this one is $175. This is on the upper end of.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm okay that I got the trades instead. I don't think the total of those were 175. This is a big one.
This is a big one. I really want to see like when this comes in, like how big it is. Because have we seen one that's $175? Maybe.
Yeah, the 52 omnibus, I think, that's sitting out there.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, those are big.
Yeah.
These are big ones, but you get some great stuff. A great smattering of different creators and artists and everything in this. And like I said, 1,400 pages, $175.
This is Nightwing Leaping into the Light, the DC Compact Comics Edition. Another excellent addition to this line of books. It's going to be $10 like they all are. The solicitation does not say which issues are included, but this is the beginning of Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo's run of Nightwing. I get asked all the time where to start with Nightwing, and this is one of my go-tos, is this run, and particularly this story. Mm-hmm. So for $10, in a nice compact format, this will be an amazing book to get if you're looking to start reading some Nightwing. There's a lot of great Nightwing stories out there, but this is a great place to start to just get a feel for the character.
Yes. And next up, we have Gotham City Sirens Unfit for Orbit. This is the trade paperback of the weekly series that ended a few months ago. This was a lot of fun, kind of taking the Gotham City Sirens up against Despero, who is running this space-themed club in Gotham. So you can get issues 1 through 5 right here for $17.99.
This is Lobo Back to Back, the trade paperback, and this is going to be $19.99 and collects Lobo number 1 through 4 from back in the 90s, and then Lobo's Back number 1 through 4 from also back then as well. Simon Bisley, I think Keith Giffen did some work on this. Oh yeah, it's right there. Alan Grant. So yeah, this is some like classic 90s Lobo. This is when Lobo was at his peak.
Yeah.
What was back then. So they released the big Lobo compendium, which is what I've got, but if you want just a few classic Lobo stories, this is the one to get.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Lobo, it's going to be in the new Supergirl movie, so get caught up. And next up, this is really cool. This is Wizard of Oz official film adaptation hardcover. I think there's a hardcover and a soft cover of this. This is by Soule, who does the writing and art, who did the Disney villains Maleficent, Thundercats Chitara, all of that. I just saw Wicked for Good yesterday, so this is really cool to see right after that. This is a unique adaptation of the classic 1939 film, but transport readers over the rainbow to a strange and intriguing new world as they follow the enchanting journey of a young girl named Dorothy and her dog Toto. This is not based on the book. This is a graphic novel based on the movie, which of course took its own liberties with it and everything.
Like the original Judy Garland?
Yes. Yeah. So this is going to be really cool for big fans of Wizard of Oz. And you can get it for $22.99. Next up, we got a couple of new printings to talk about.
This is Fantastic Four number 52, the facsimile edition, the first appearance of Black Panther. You can get it in all its ad-filled glory with all the original ads. Well, I didn't mean to say that, but like all the original ads and everything.
I like the idea. It's like you can pay extra and get ads in your books.
I guess I just meant, it has like the original ads and all that stuff. And I think, are they doing the foil cover and blank and all that stuff?
We also have Predator Badlands #1, the Juan Ferreira second print. This was just a really cool one-shot. If you saw the Predator Badlands movie, maybe this came out like right before the movie. If you saw the movie, like, oh man, I want to read that, and then the store was sold out of it, you can pick up this here, and it makes a really cool, just one-shot prequel to the movie.
Yeah. Now that I've seen the movie, I want to read this.
Yeah.
This is Brave and the Bold #28, the facsimile edition. This is your first appearance of the Justice League, which is pretty cool as they take on Starro.
Such a classic cover.
Yep, and then regular foil covers, blank covers, all that stuff.
Yeah, and of course, when the fun nerd trivia, Batman and Superman not members
there.
of the Justice League when it began. Next up, we have New Gods facsimile #1. This is also great. The classic Jack Kirby New Gods. If you want to read the first issue of that series, you've got a facsimile right here.
And this is Superman 75, the facsimile edition. I don't need this because I have the original and I'm just waiting to get rich off of it.
You have it a safety deposit box.
That's right, because
yeah.
My son starts college next year, and that's how I'm going to pay for it, with my original polyback
go
copy.
to like the bursar's office and hand them. You'd be like, I think this will cover it.
Yeah, right.
I was told 40 years ago that this would work.
But if you missed it, I mean, this is classic. I mean, this was huge back in the day. This was such a big deal. The comic shops were full of people trying to get this. I guess it's just it's not actually in the black poly bag though. It's just the comic itself. But you talk about when I was like 13, 14 years old, I was having a crisis. Like, do I open this? I really want to read it. Do I not? That kind of thing. Yeah,
I mean, we've still got some copies of this lying around here that you can probably get for not too much. But if you want a facsimile edition of it, maybe it's a little bit nicer paper stock, all of that. Definitely check it out. And I feel like no one ever talks about it. This is just a great story and a great issue. The art is phenomenal in here. Really, really good.
Yeah, this is and I didn't mention it, but this is the issue where Superman dies. Yeah. This
is the issue where, leading up to it, every book had a certain number of panels, and then you got to this one, and it's every page is one panel.
Yeah.
So cool. And that is it for Comics from the Future. Thank you so much for watching. This was a big week with a lot of really awesome stuff. So head on over to infinityflux.net right now, where you can place your pre-orders. Pre-orders are due by Sunday around 9 o'clock, so you don't miss out on any of these awesome books when they release in about a month or so. Like we said, with Marvel, I mean, it's going to get further and further out for a little while when the books release. As opposed to when you pre-order them. But that's why it makes it even more important to go ahead and get your pre-orders in, because, time's short on getting those orders in. But again, thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, let us know in the comments which of these books you're most excited about. Stay tuned for our video coming up on Monday, where we'll be going over the biggest books coming out next week. And there's some big ones. The Ultimate Universe 2 years in. We've got
the new Doctor Strange,
Superman versus Captain Atom.
Yeah, we're on the final round of the Age of Revelation books. All the number 3 start to come out next
Amazing
week.
X-Men #3. Yeah. So it's going to be a big one on Monday, so don't miss out on that. And until next time, see ya.